All right, guys. So it is currently 3:09 on Tuesday, October 9th. We just finished up AGRX, and let's go over this trade. Let's talk about this trade. If you guys watched our recap from before, you guys already know, or if you guys are even here this morning, you guys know all about this. And if you guys have not, go to our YouTube channel. Just click Tuesday, October 9th morning recap. And obviously, you guys can go ahead and check this one out. So when you guys are over there, make sure you guys like it. Give it a big old thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up. You know what everyone always says. And again, check that out. If you guys don't know why we're loving AGRX this morning, we go over it all. But let's actually dive into the actual trade right here on AGRX. Because when we're looking at AGRX right now, we see that this stock had a lot of big time potential, right? Why did the stock have all this potential towards it this morning? It was all coming from what? This gap to fill, right? We were looking for this gap to fill. We saw AGRX have this big room to run from 105 all the way up to 246. If the stock was able to clear that 105 mark, we were able to run from 105 all the way up to this 250 mark, and we were able to run free. Detailed resistance here. There's nothing there. It's just a big open area, you know, where the stock can really rip and really bring in a lot of big time buyers. So that's what we ultimately wanted to see today. We wanted to see AGRX get that break of $1, get the break of 105, swing the stock overnight, see the gap up towards around 115, and see the stock go on that nice move all the way up to 250. That's what we were really looking for, right? That's what we were really looking after. Was not able to get that rip. It was on the right track 100%. And we were looking for the break up to $1 from this U-shaped pattern that was formed. This was exactly what I said from this morning, you know, looking for this U-shaped pattern and then going for the afternoon break. What held the stock up? The stock got held up today at its open. Its open is 91 cents. And we know the open is going to count as detailed resistance. There's three sort of resistance and three support lines. That's natural resistance, every 25 cents in the market. Past chart history, areas in the past where it has spiked at, hit resistance and fall, or again, where it bounced at. If we're underneath it, old support can turn up as new resistance, right? Or again, old resistance can hold up as new support as well. So make sure you guys check out our support and resistance levels if you guys aren't sure what that means. But AGRX, what we're looking at is this stock A did have a press release towards it this morning. It wasn't the biggest press release in the world, but it did have a press release this morning, so let me bring this up. So we look over towards AGRX. They did try to get approval for the FDA. The FDA said no, and now they're disputing it and coming to a resolution. And really, AGRX got a good big pop off that in pre-market. Now, it tried to break $1 right at the start, and you know what? It couldn't happen. And if we look back in pre-market, again, there's a lot of big activity. You know, all eyes were on this play this morning. The mob was here. The majority of traders were here at AGRX. And AGRX went on a very nice rip to kick off the day. Now, with that being said, I look at the chart. I'm not in at that time. And I say to myself, okay, you know what? If this comes back up sometime towards $1, especially this afternoon, you know, we could see that breakout. We could see that run. We could see that rip. We got this big gap to fill. I don't want to buy at the top. This stock is fading, 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 fading. If anything, let me look to buy over lunch hours. If anything, let me look to buy in the afternoon or, you know, near power hour for the nice climb. So I wanted to see the stock come back down as low as it could possibly go. How low could it possibly go? You know, right around the 65-cent mark or right around the 70-cent mark is pretty solid. Why? Because that's the old high, you know, right around here, right? So the stock, you know, it's old high. Again, there's a little room right here, but the stock started bouncing. Again, old resistance is going to be holding up as new support. So the stock is falling. I'm not touching it. And if you guys know, I'm telling you, watch the recap we just put out, you know, an hour and a half ago. It's going to go over everything and how much I really talked about AGRX. And this stock, you know, is falling, 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 falling. Finally, we hit down towards around 65 cents. I know a lot of people in chat, they're sitting there and they're saying to themselves, hey, you know what? We could definitely see AGRX deck. You know, you're looking for a bounce play soon. I'm saying, hey, possibly I'm looking for this bounce play pretty soon. So it starts moving back on up. It get up towards around 75 cents, up towards around 80 cents, right? So now I'm looking at 80 cents. And I know that 80 cents is a resistance line. You know, let's just take this line out of here so you guys don't even focus on it. Why do I say 80 cents is a resistance line? And if we break this down, we could see 80 cents, this candle can't break above it. 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 Come back on up right here. 80 cents, this candle can't break above it. And initially, again, what was I looking for? Initially, I wanted to look for that 80-cent break, but I'm not in on at this time yet. Again, it's only 11:40 currently. So I noticed 80 cents, can't break right here. And then we keep coming on up, and 80 cents can't break right here. And then we keep coming on up, and then finally we get a little 80-cent breakout, right? We finally get an 80-cent breakout. And right around this time, right around this 12:30, 1 o'clock time is when we first start looking for our first entry. And we start looking for our first entry, and then what starts happening? The stock starts coming back on down. Stock starts falling a little bit, starts falling. Now we're back below 80 cents. And I'm saying, oh, back below 80 cents, the area that it bounced at, the area when it was below it, it couldn't break above there or there or there or there or there. And finally, we finally break it. Now we're back below it. Oh, that's not, good. So what did I do? I cut out. I took $90 on a loss, right? AGRX, I ended up taking a $90 loss on that play. I only have 3,000 shares. But then I say to myself, okay, let's watch this and let's see what is starting to happen. So the stock comes back down towards around 75 cents right here. And then it starts coming back on up. And now I see one low right here. I see one low right here. I see one low right here. My U shape is starting to form. My U shape is starting to form. And if we break 80 cents, we're probably going to break through that next resistance line, which is 85 cents, right? Because that's going to be a U-shaped breakout pattern now. So that's my train of thought. Okay, if we break through 80 cents, we already know how tough this is. But if we break through it again, I don't think, we're going to have a lot stopping us. We're going to probably go through 85 cents because that's where, where the last resistance was. We tested 80 once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. We broke through it. And you know what? It came back down. If we get back above 80 cents, that shows strength. Getting back above 80 cents, the line that has been holding us down, throughout all of lunch hours, if we get back through that, I think that a lot of buyers are going to start coming on through. And then what started happening? The stock started, go on the nice rip. So that's why I purchased, my shares right at that 80-cent break, right when the stock was breaking 80 cents. And because I saw all this resistance and breaking it, I'm saying to myself, hey, you know what? This is what we want to look at. This is where we have big time attention. And this is where, again, I started posting, hey, guys, I'm going to be looking for around 20,000 shares on this play. Hey, guys, okay, the stock's starting to move. Hey, I'm in on 24,000 shares right here, right? And you guys even had better entries than me, which was the best thing about that. The majority of you guys had 76 entry, 77 entry, 78 entry, which is absolutely gorgeous. Now, why did I buy so big, as I already talked about a little bit? Why did I buy 24,000 shares? That's a huge lump of shares right there. Why did I buy so many? Because it's very inexpensive, first off. The stock is underneath $1. If you have a $9,000 account, you can be buying about 10,000 shares, right? So buying 24,000 shares, it's not like it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. You have to have a little bit of a larger account, yes. But it's not like you're, putting in millions of dollars into this play. Now, why am I buying that many shares as well? Not only because I can afford it, that's great that you can afford it, but because a stock this small in price, each penny is going to be a much bigger percentage move. As I said, a stock going from $7 to $8, is not that big of a percentage move. But a stock going from 50 cents to, let's say, $1.50 is a huge percentage move. And that's what traders look at. How much has a stock moved percentage-wise already, right? So if a stock rips, let's say, from $7 to $8, it could still continue to climb on up because the stock hasn't had that big of a percentage move. But if a stock has gone from 50 cents to $1.50, people are going to be like, wow, we are up, 200% right now. Get ready for a big sell-off. You know what I mean? So you want to try to have as many shares as you can because you're not going to get as big as a movement that you may expect. You're not going to get those regular, $25, $50, $1.50 plus spikes. Is it awesome when we do get those on these small plays? Absolutely. But, that's why I loaded up on this play. One, because it's very inexpensive. And two, I would load it up because I know we're not going to see as big as a price move because the stock is so small that, every penny that moves is a very large percentage of that play. Now, when you're buying that many big shares, yes, it sounds great when I say, oh, okay, anytime the penny moves on up, I make $240. The stock moves 3 cents. I'm able to make, upwards around $700. That sounds awesome, right? Wow, stock moves 3 cents, you make $700. Yes, that's awesome. And that's the perks of having a little bit of a bigger account. But with that being said, if the stock goes down 3 cents, down 4 cents, down 5 cents, I'm down over $1,000, right? So that's where it can definitely get troubling. You can't live in all, sunshine and rainbows. Every time, you can have a big reward, you can also have a big risk towards it. And I'm not saying, this is a very easy thing to do. If you're buying this big of shares, yes, first off, you need a big account. But also, if you have a big account, guys, you do have to have knowledge. You have to have experience. You have to have an education. You have to know what you're doing, right? As I say, I always say this to every single, play. I don't want anyone just following what I'm doing. I don't want anyone saying, okay, Deck, are you in yet? I'm not buying until you're in. Are you in? Or what are you doing? What's your stop loss? I don't want anyone to be a follower. If you're a person that's posting, hey, where should my stop loss be? Hey, where should my exit be? Hey, where should I buy the stock? I'm so confused. Help. What am I looking at? Oh, why are people yelling at me? Again, like if you're like that, you're honestly, not ready to trade yet. And I'm not, putting you down at all. I'm not trying to discourage you, but I'll see that every now and then where people say, "Hey, where should this be? Where should that be? Where should that be?" And I'll be more than happy to help you guys out any way I can. But that probably is just maybe a little bit of a sign that, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to study a little bit more. Maybe I need to learn a little bit more. And maybe I need to put a little bit more time in, getting a better game plan, because following just, is not going to be the way of success. To be successful, you need to be a leader, and that's what I want every single one of you guys to do. Now, again, if you guys are like, oh no, I just wanted to make sure, that we are on the same page with our stop loss, hey, again, I definitely understand that, and I'm more than happy to help you out. But if you're solely dependent, on my answer on what you're going to do, again, I want you studying, I want you learning, I want you putting in, the actual work. So AGRX, you guys all see that 80 cent mark and the psychology behind it about getting back above the 80 cents for the second time. That if we get back above 80 cents the second time, the line that's hold this play down so much, we should be able to get a nice pop. And that's when AGRX ran right through 85 cents, and we got up to where the high of the afternoon, which is the current open, which again was 91 cents. Now, as we got through 91 cents, at this point, I'm up, over $2,500. I'm up sitting pretty. I'm looking good. I'm feeling great. We're blasting music. We're bringing in, cheese puffs and having a party in the chat room, right? We're all looking good. Where's our entries at, everyone? Oh, I'm in at 80 cents. I'm in at 79 cents. I'm in at 78 cents. Everyone's looking good. Now we talked about possible scenarios. What can we do right now at 90 to 91 cents? What can we do here? We can lock it all up. Take our profit. Enjoy the day, right? Enjoy our profit. Not be greedy. B, we can lock in half. We can lock in half our profit right here, set our other half at our stop loss. So no matter what, even if the stock comes down, we cannot lose. That's one of my favorite things to do usually. If let's say I'm usually going to play with 8,000 shares, I like to lock in half my profit at a very strong resistance line, such as the detailed open, 4,000 shares, let's say, and then move my stop loss up to 40,000, or move my stop loss up to my exact entry, so, or maybe a penny up above my entry, so it's impossible for me to lose. I locked in 4,000 up high. My stop loss is 1 cent above my entry. It's literally impossible for me to lose money, right? So that's a strategy that I usually do. But today, again, I didn't do that one. I didn't do that. And why did I do that? This was more of one that I was just trying to hit it big. And why was I trying to hit it big? Is because my small account challenge is coming up, as you guys all know. I definitely like this pattern. I like the potential this had. And, the stock was up a good amount. I just knew I was going to come out of the trade green no matter what. So I wanted to at least give it a chance. So I did not lock in at the 91, 92 cent mark. We did talk about it, but I did not, because I was kind of looking for that big kahuna, that big home run hit. I was looking for a little bit of pop. It wasn't me being greedy. I know I can make money in the stock market. And I'm not saying that in like an overconfident kind of like douchey way. I'm just saying, I was kind of I wanted to see if I was going to be able to get that nice big knockout of the park before I dive into my small account challenge. And I know, again, I was able to make some sort of profit, because the stock's not just going to dump like 15 cents out of nowhere and everyone is going to lose. If anything, it's going to hit that top resistance. And what happens? It slowly started falling. Slowly started falling. Again, each one of these candles represent 5 minutes. So the stock was at 92 cents. 5 minutes go by, it's at 89 cents, 90 cents. 5 minutes go by, now it's down towards 85 cents. 5 minutes go by, now it's at 83 cents. 5 minutes go by, it's at 85 cents. 5 minutes go by, it's up to 87 cents. And then we got the big, drop off all the way down to 75 cents. So there's a total of about 30 minutes to, lock in your profits, before that drop. Again, when we had this first initial drop right here, that's when I started locking in about half. And then, around this area, I started locking in a little bit. And then right at this drop, that's where I got everything out. And I was able to come out with my total profit of the day. So What happened here, again, kind of breaking this down in the most broad terms. I was looking for the U-shaped breakout pattern this afternoon. I didn't buy this morning because I didn't want to buy at the top. The stock started fading in the morning. I'm looking to buy at the bottom for the U-shaped pattern on the afternoon rip. Why does that matter? Break of $1. We have not been above $1 in about the last 6 months. And if we do break $1, we have a gap to fill all the way up to 250. I bought in at the break of 280 because 280 was the bounce play here. It was resistance, 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 resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and then resistance was broken here. The stock came back on down. Then we broke resistance again, showing a lot of strength. I assumed it was going to break through 85 cents. This is where I wanted it to run up to $1. Smart area to lock in would have been 91 cents, where the exit, where the open is. That's the main detailed resistance. Breakthrough that were golden. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen. Everyone started selling it. It couldn't get the buying power back towards it that it had. Once everyone started selling it at the open right here, that's where I had to get out. And as you guys see right here, total on the day wrapped up to boom, boom, $731 on the day. So I was able to lock out $731 from my 24,000 shares on this play. Again, I'm happy with this play. I was in on this play right at that 80-cent mark. As you guys can see right here, I started getting out at the 80-cent mark, the 81-cent mark, the 82-cent mark. So, that's when the stock started dumping back on down. And I just wanted to get out of that play and at least, break even on that last little bit. I was able to lock in some profits at a little bit of a higher rate when the stock was initially falling up towards around 83 cents and so. So that was, very nice. And that's how I was able to make so much profit. So if you're like, oh, how are you locking in, $731 when, you have some exits at, 80 cents and so. Again, as we talked about, guys, I had 24,000 shares, which is pretty big. So buying in at 80 cents and the stock, getting some exits at 86 cents, 85 cents, 84 cents, 83 cents, even 3 cents, you're locking in hundreds of dollars. And that's a little bit of a perk of about a bigger account. And that's why, again, we're going to a small account challenge. I understand not every person has a large account. And as the mentor, as someone you guys look up to, I want to put myself in your shoes. I want to do an account with your size. Again, I've already grown 2 small accounts. Last year, as you guys know, 4,000 to 80,000. Before that, when I first started trading, I started with $2,300, and I've been living my life for the last 4 years. On top of that, again, I'm going this year to $3,500. And so I want to put myself in your shoes, show you guys how to turn a small account into a large account, and then you guys have all the perks for a large account, which could be buying big shares, or the perks about, not having to wait sometimes for funds to be settled, and, being over the PDT rule. But you got to get to that large account. So I like to do this once a year, which is, again, do a small account, turn it into a large account, and show you guys the steps. Now, it's not a fast, moving thing. As I said, you are not going to be making, $20,000 in 1 month off $3,500. Probably first month, maybe $1,000 to $2,000, depending on how conditions are. Maybe next month's going to be $4,000 to $5,000. Maybe next month after that, we only make $3,000, and then maybe next month after that, we're up to like $8,000, then $9,000, and then we start chugging along. But the start is definitely the hardest. And that's probably where the majority of you guys are at. The start, the small account. So I want to show you guys that it's possible. I want to show you guys how to grow it. I want to show you guys how you guys should have the proper strategy to be a successful trader in this market, grow your account, and become the best trader you can be. But not too bad today, $731 profit. I'll take it. Again, I was looking for a lot more on the big kahuna, but at the same time, again, can't complain with $731. And on top of that, guys, as always, shout out to all you guys who was able to make some nice profits today, locking in some nice money, and was able to bring in some nice gains. K. Poussin, $727. Corey Wren, $230. Javon, $1,200 profit. Gary, $274. Daryl making $300. Mino, a quick $100. Awesome job today, guys. Awesome work. Very excited. Very happy. But at the same time, again, really wanted the big time breakout. But hey, $731. You guys saw it live in chat, as you guys know. So definitely, if you have any questions, definitely let me know. But I'm happy to help you guys out. Coming up to the end of the day, awesome job today.